Imagine a world-renowned debate spiraling into utter chaos mere hours before it was set to unfold. That's the shocking reality of the Oxford Union incident, where accusations of deceit and cowardice have left everyone questioning the integrity of international discourse. But here's where it gets controversial. Was this a genuine organizational mishap or a calculated ploy to dodge uncomfortable truths? Stick around as we dive into the details, and you might be surprised at the twists that unfolded. Last updated November 28, 2025 at 21:27 IST. In a gripping first-hand narrative shared on X, formerly Twitter, prominent Indian debater J Sai Deepak directly challenged the official account from the Pakistan High Commission in London, which insisted that the Indian team had backed out voluntarily. The entire saga culminated in a dramatic unraveling just hours ahead of the scheduled event on November 27th. Image courtesy of Oxford Union. The much-anticipated discussion at the Oxford Union revolved around the provocative motion. The House believes that India's response to Pakistan is a populist strategy sold as security policy. Unfortunately, it devolved into open accusations, with Deepak firmly pointing fingers at organizational lapses and what he described as a deliberate Pakistani tactic to sidestep a direct face-off. His exhaustive post on X stood in stark opposition to the High Commission's claim that the Indian side had simply pulled out. Deepak painted a picture of pervasive instability from the get-go, highlighting the presence of Pakistani citizens in crucial roles. He specifically singled out Musa Haraj, the Oxford Union president, reportedly the son of Pakistan's Minister of Defense Production, and Raza Nazar, the treasurer. This setup, he suggested, created an environment ripe for bias. To make matters worse, the initial star speakers from India, former Chief of Army Staff General Manoj Mukund and economist Dr. Subramanian Swamy, had to step down at the last minute due to pressing personal obligations just 2 days prior, leaving the team scrambling for alternates. Despite the tight time frame, Deepak, who was all set to champion India's position, rallied support by bringing in Manu Khajuria and Satish K. Sharma, both based in the UK. But the situation hit rock bottom mere hours before the debate on November 27th. According to Deepak, he got a call at 3:13 p.m. stating that the Pakistani team, including figures like Hina Rabbani Khar and Khawaja Muhammad Asif, hadn't even arrived in London yet, causing the Indian group to halt their travel to Oxford. Things took an even more absurd turn when Deepak alleged he later confirmed the Pakistani delegation had actually touched down and were comfortably settled in an Oxford hotel. This revelation prompted him to launch a scathing critique, branding the Pakistani side as deserters who fled the battlefield before the fight even started, hinting at a lack of bravery to engage in a real-time exchange of ideas. And this is the part most people miss. He didn't stop there, lambasting the Oxford Union leadership for letting the institution sink into disrepute and effectively turning it into a propaganda tool for the Pakistan High Commission. Even political figures weighed in. Shiv Sena UBT member Priyanka Chaturvedi chimed in with her own jab at the Pakistani camp, tweeting, "Pakistan is crying again over an Oxford Union debate. This is for the record. Once again, they have proved to be liars. Expecting any better from them was not even on my list." Link to original tweet, https twitter.com/priyankasi19/status 19444544861 ref source %5 FTW. On the flip side, the Pakistan High Commission put out a statement expressing disappointment that the Indian team, originally slated to include General Naravane, Dr. Subramanian Swamy, and Sachin Pilot, had withdrawn at the 11th hour, essentially granting the Pakistani speakers an uncontested victory. They portrayed this as a sign of the Indian side's reluctance to defend their nation's security approach in what they called a neutral and intellectually challenging forum. For those new to these high-stakes international debates, it's worth noting that events like this at prestigious venues such as the Oxford Union are meant to foster thoughtful dialogue on global issues, often pitting experts against each other to explore complex geopolitical tensions. In this case, the collapse highlights how personal rivalries and logistical hiccups can overshadow the intended intellectual exchange, potentially eroding trust in such platforms. As an example, think of similar past debates where last-minute withdrawals have sparked debates about fairness, much like how a chess player might resign before checkmate to avoid embarrassment. News desk. The news desk consists of a dedicated group of editors and journalists passionate about dissecting the biggest happenings in India and globally. Whether it's real-time updates, insider scoops, or detailed breakdowns, we aim to keep you informed with clarity and depth. Read more about our team. Location, not specified in original. First published November 28, 2025 at 2019 IST. Categories, News, World Title. J Sai Deepak calls out Pakistani gambit as Oxford Union debate descends into farce. Disclaimer, the opinions shared in comments are those of the users and do not represent the views of News 18. We encourage respectful and productive conversations. Any abusive, slanderous, or unlawful remarks will be deleted. News 18 reserves the right to moderate or disable comments as needed. By commenting, you accept our terms of use and privacy policy. Loading comments. Read more. What do you think about this whole debacle? Do you side with Deepak's view of a Pakistani gambit? Or does the High Commission's explanation make more sense to you? Could this be a case of poor communication? Or is there a deeper political strategy at play? Share your opinions below. We'd love to hear differing perspectives and spark a meaningful discussion.